If one of these three players falls to the Lions, they got to go get him because he'd be perfect. Let's go talk about it. I'm Mike Payton from A to Z Sports Detroit. Today we're going to talk about three players that could fall in this draft in the first round that the Lions absolutely need to go get because they fit perfectly for what Detroit needs. Let's start off with a position that everybody wants to talk about. It's the edge rusher position. We'll go with Georgia's Mykel Williams. He's a guy that I know a lot of Lions fans are certainly interested in. There's a lot to like there. Super long arms, just a really great bend, good explosiveness, has a lot to bring to the table. But you still look at him and you could see that there are some switches that have yet to be flipped for him. Like he could still be better than what he is now. And, they have the term like he's barely scratching the surface. Well, I don't think he's near the surface yet. Like I think he could get to the surface, scratch it, and then bust through it. You know what I'm saying? Like that guy has a lot of possibilities. Problem is he's probably going to be gone a little bit earlier. There is some questions. There's some, concerns about some injury type stuff. And maybe that could push him down the board. And if that does, then the Lions could be waiting there at 28 to grab him. But in reality, he's probably, top 15, top 20. If he does fall, it probably won't be that much. But if he does get to 28, Lions got to sprint to the podium on that one. The next guy is Arizona receiver Tetairoa McMillan. Now, look, I know fans want an edge rusher. They want somebody on defense. But, man, this is the guy at receiver in this draft. And it's kind of weird. It seems like some teams are just kind of overthinking it with this one. Like he should just be a top 10 pick. He should be gone long before the Lions even have to think about drafting at 28. But there's a possibility that Luther Burden from Missouri could go before him. Matthew Golden from Texas, a guy actually the Lions brought in for a top 30, he could wind up going before McMillan. And if that happens, if all those things happen and McMillan gets to 28, again, Lions have to sprint to the podium on that. This is a gigantic X-receiver, exactly what the Lions need. A guy who can go up, high point the ball, make contested catches, can still burn down the field, separate, just everything that the Lions want in a receiver. It's him. That's the guy. That's the guy who could do so much for this team. And a group of Amon-Ra St. Brown, McMillan, Jameson Williams. I mean, have fun, Jared Goff. Go off. Like, do whatever you want out there. It's unbelievable. The thing is with him, like, I think he's so good that even if he got to, the upper to mid-20s, the Lions should move up to get him. Like, that's how good I think this player is. But we'll see what happens. The final guy is Alabama linebacker Jahad Campbell. Now, I know Lions fans think this team has too many linebackers, but I don't look at Campbell so much as a linebacker as I see a guy who could be an everyman. Like, I think he could very easily switch to the edge rusher position. He got a lot of pressures, a lot of sacks last year, but he could also be good in coverage. There's so much you could do with him. He could be like a Sam linebacker, that sort of thing. But I see this guy as just a potential to do it all, do anything on the field. And when you got a guy like that, that's what you want. That's what this defense needs, is somebody who can do anything that they want him to do. And that's what they love about Brian Branch. That's why a guy like Branch is never going to go anywhere, because he could play safety, he could play slot corner, he could play outside corner, he could play anywhere. And for the Lions, Campbell would be another version of that. So it'd be interesting to see what they would do there. But like I said, I think this guy could be an edge rusher. And this is probably the one guy of these three players that has a real chance to be there at 28. He's expected to go kind of, 20 to 25 range. Maybe he slips a little bit. If he gets to 28, that's another guy the Lions got to go get. We'll see what happens on draft night on Thursday. Until then, let me know what you guys think in the comments, and we'll see you next time.